Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Angela, and welcome back to hashtag Decan Walk 2023. This is the tarot spread that Marlena Teresa has created for Sagittarius Decan 2, that's what it looks like. And then it has her name at the bottom. So there's only 3 questions. But before I get into the spread, I did pull out from my Bonefire Tarot. This is the first edition. Well, I think it was an indie edition before this. So this is the first edition, mass market edition. It's the glossy cardstock by Red Feather. This is probably my favorite depiction of the Nine of Wands, which is the Decan card we're in now as of today, December 3rd, 2023. Sagittarius Decan 2 is the Nine of Wands. And he looks like he's coming out of a hole or a cave. He's got a gash on his forehead. He just looks like, I've had enough. And that's part of how I felt most of the year. So, there's just like, I can't, they say what doesn't kill you make you stronger, which is in the Decan 36 Secrets Decan book that I just went over in the video I'm uploading right now. But we sometimes forget, maybe it'll kill us before we actually get through it. So, yeah, there's been a lot of this year for me. So I just find it interesting that we're kind of nearing the end of the year with this mindset, or not mindset, just this energy feeling of it's almost like if we can just make it through the end of the year, everything will be okay. But and I felt that way last year as well, and I just find it interesting because nothing changed. It's kind of like when your birthday you expect something to change and nothing changes, kind of like that. But that was I wanted to show you guys that because I didn't pull it out in the last, in the Decan Walk I talked about. But this is the spread. I did do a meditation and I pulled the cards. This is from my Wheel of the Year tarot deck by Los Scarecrow. I love this deck. I think it's very underrated. It's a very beautiful deck. It's very fiery to me, of course. You can see the orange and the reds and the yellows here. It to me is a very it has all the seasons on the back, which means to me you could use this card or this deck for any season. And right now it's very gloomy, and I think this is a very fiery deck, so I'm using it for the Decan Walk here because I'm using the Yuletide Tarot for the whole of December. I'm going to try to, because I like switching my decks out. But this, as soon as I saw, like, I was doing the previous video and I'm like, something was like, hey, pull me off the shelf. And I'm like, why? And then I realized, oh, it's because you're a fiery deck and we're in Sagittarius. We're in fire. It's a whole thing. So here we are, before I keep blabbling. And I'm also going to pull a card from the Wild Bohemian Affirmation Cards by Call Pertem. This is the fire deck. It is published by, oh my gosh, Rockpool. So let's pull a card from there before I get any further. See what it can tell me. I did edge it in red. What can you tell us that goes with this spread? What can you tell us to go with this spread? That one tried to pop out. That's really pretty. Are those weird trees that grow funny in Africa? I can't remember. I want to say they start with a B. I am here. Continue to grow without repression. You'll never be finished. Congratulations. I just think it's interesting that it says continue to grow without repression. And we're kind of in that Nine of Wands energy where it's like we're at a pivotal moment. Do we give up or do we continue? Persevere is the word I've been using for this Decan. So I just find that interesting that it's like, don't be repressed. Just do it. Anyway, on to the spread before I get any crazier. Okay, so number one question is, what have I endured? What have I endured? And we got the strength card. Look at him. He is really trying to get this bull to stop. This is one of the few decks I've had where there's a physical strength needed. And I've almost, okay, so the Hermit is my card of the year. 2 years ago, the Strength card was my card of the year. Then it was the Chariot, which is my soul card. This year it's the Hermit. And I just feel like since the Strength card has been my card of the year, I've literally needed every ounce of strength physically and mentally that I could comprehend to have to just sludge through the next year. And maybe next year will get better. And next year doesn't get better. And next year gets even worse. Or something else piles on. So I very much feel like last, I would say 3 years, I've been in this Nine of Wands energy. And for this to say, what have I endured? I've endured a lot, but I've also had the strength and the mental capacity to endure it. If that makes any sense. And that makes total sense why I would pull that card for this question. So number two cards actually fell out, and I left them in there. Number 2 question is, what has that revealed? What has this Strength card revealed? And we got the 7 of Pentacles and the 3 of Swords. And the 3 of Swords is totally, to me, the 7 of Pentacles is, a give and take. There's it's a waiting for your ship to come in, waiting for your crops to grow, waiting this not pivotal moment, but this in between moment of waiting. And I'm not a patient person at all. And it makes sense because all the doctors and appointments I've had and stuff, it totally makes sense where I'm in this waiting period. I always feel like I'm in this waiting period of let's get to the next thing. And then I feel like the 3 of Swords is also on maybe a friend front or a family front, where there has been a lot of heartbreak. So I've had to endure a lot of this healing, if you will, from things. What has that revealed? Yeah, there's been a lot of healing and a lot of waiting happening. But luckily I had the strength to endure it all and to come about. Interesting. So number 3 is, how do I prevail? Oh my God, I cannot make this crap up. This is the card I just showed in the previous video because the Knight of Wands is the card. It's the card of the Decan. It is the card of perseverance. And it's funny because the question is, how do I prevail? And prevail and perseverance are kind of like the same, but not. And yeah, that's insane that I just pulled that again. Interesting. Very interesting. And I've just said, I've very much been in this Nine of Wands feeling since probably my Strength card. The Strength card was my card of the year. So it almost like this is rounding this out. Almost like, because I'm in my Hermit year this year, which is almost over. And it almost feels like the Hermit, it was almost like the beginning of January. And I've felt that all year long, where the Hermit is like, be a hermit if you dare. Like, I dare you to be a hermit. And I'm like, no, I refuse to be a hermit. So it's almost like worked in reverse psychology, where the Hermit is like, I dare you to sit on your bed and do nothing and contemplate blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, no. So it's actually spurred me into action being in the hermit year. And then next year will be the Wheel of Fortune for me. And I keep getting messages I have like 3 people that I follow on YouTube that do the zodiac signs, month ahead. And then here lately, they've been doing the year ahead because it's the end of the year. And every one of them have been pulling the Wheel of Fortune, and every one of them have said they've also been pulling the Nine of Wands. They're all saying something is changing. Something in the wind is changing, that the tides are turning. And I don't know if I believe that at this point, because I have a lot of doctor's appointments in January and February, but it could be just those are the things, the remnants of the Nine of Wands that I have to endure, that I have to persevere through or wait for before things are finally figured out. And then the rest of the year can go smoothly. And I can actually do more, because right now, even with my second job I'm doing, I can barely do that because of the health situation has gotten worse. As the months go on, things are getting worse. And I've had a slew of doctors trying to explain to them, this is not what's going on, what you're telling me, because of this and this and this. Or what the diagnosis is, it could be something offset of that because of A, B, C, and D. Because just me doing research on my own is negating the things they're telling me. And I'm like, why aren't you taking this more seriously or looking into another possibility? And they're just like, no, it's not that. It's not that. It can't be. And I'm like, why? And so I'm literally having to fight my doctors to get any kind of test done, any kind of anything to happen. And that's why I feel like, and then they're like, oh, because of COVID 3 years ago, we're still booked out months in advance for this specific test. It takes 5 minutes. And I'm like, really? So I'm literally been in the last 3 years in this perpetual mode of action, wait, action, wait, action, wait. And in the meantime, my mental health has gone down. In the meantime, I have had, issues with heartbreak. In the meantime, I have been the Knight of Wands, and I'm just like, that's crazy. And then it's the strength card, of course, is saying, but you got the strength to endure it all. You have the strength. You're still alive. As long as you're still alive, we can figure it out. And that's what I'm feeling very much here, which is, it's crazy. Anyway, I feel like I've rambled on and on and on. This was my spread for Sagittarius Decan 2. Very crazy. Very, very, very crazy. I want to thank Marlene and Teresa once again, because as per usual, these spreads are deep and I'm not prepared for them because they become quite deep. And I'm like, what is happening? And I don't know how she has the strength to make these up every 10 days, but I hope she keeps it up. I feel like we're almost in the home stretch now. We only have 3 more signs after this. So, well, not after this. After this is the second Decan. And then after Sagittarius Decan 3, we only have 3 more signs. So, and then we'll be in spring and winter will be over. So I'm looking forward to the end of the Decan. I'm surprised I've lasted this long, honestly, because I get bored quite easily. But Marlena Teresa has actually made it worthwhile to continue. So I want to thank her. Shout out to her. I will be posting, if I remember, her link below to her video that she did. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, don't hesitate to comment below. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification button so you're alerted to any future videos. And y'all have a good night. Bye.